Do you remember the legendary wrestling manager Mr. Fuji? The man was famous for his pranks, his cooking, and his absolutely insane sense of humor. But one story about him crosses the line from funny to downright horrifying. Rumor has it that a wrestler once owed Fuji money, refused to pay, and Fuji decided to handle the problem in the most Fuji way possible, by inviting the guy over for a friendly dinner. Sounds harmless, right? Yeah, no. The story goes like this. Fuji was in Morocco for the shows. One night he told Don Morocco, "Tonight, we're having something special. Call that guy. Tell him to come eat with us." Everyone knew Fuji loved cooking, especially teriyaki. It was his signature dish. So the boys show up, ready to eat, and Fuji's in the kitchen preparing this big beautiful pot of teriyaki. The smell was apparently unreal. Sweet, smoky, perfectly seasoned. Morocco reaches for a plate, but Fuji stops him. "No, Don. You don't eat this one." So Fuji serves the special guest instead. Everyone sits down. They start eating. The guy takes one bite and goes, "Man, this is incredible. Nobody cooks teriyaki like you." Fuji nods proudly. Then the guy asks, "What kind of meat is this? I've never had teriyaki this good." Fuji calmly replies, "Oh, this one's special. It's Buell teriyaki." The wrestler laughs, thinking Fuji's joking. Fuji stands up, walks to the kitchen, opens a garbage can, and pulls out the head of the man's pet dog, the same dog the wrestler brought on the road. The man had just eaten his own pet. He freaked out, screaming, bolting out the door. Within days, he left the entire territory. A horrifying prank, and exactly the kind of dark legend that made Fuji infamous. Now here's a wild one straight out of a true crime documentary. The story of Vince, Vern Gagne, the Iron Sheik, and an alleged $100,000 hit job. Back in the 80s, Hulk Hogan was becoming a megastar, and every company wanted him. Hogan was working in the AWA under promoter Vern Gagne, but things soured. Hogan jumped ship to Vince McMahon's WWF. Gagne was furious, and according to one of wrestling's most retold legends, he wanted revenge in the most old-school way possible. The rumor claims Gagne approached the Iron Sheik, who was scheduled to drop the WWE title to Hogan, and offered him $100,000 in cash to legit break Hogan's leg during the match. Not a work. Not a storyline. A real break. And here's the crazy part. Iron Sheik himself later confirmed it. He said that a week before the match, Gagne called him and said, "Do not lose to Hogan. Break his leg. Bring the belt back to Minnesota. Crockett, Bill Watts, and I will take care of you. We'll pay you $100,000. Sheik went straight to Vince Sr. and Vince Jr. before the match and told them exactly what happened, then added, "You fed me. You took care of my family. I will not betray you. My hand will not cut the hand that feeds it." And just like that, Sheik chose loyalty over money, and wrestling history took the turn that made Hulkamania possible. Wrestling is full of strange obsessions, and Tony Atlas might have the most unusual one of all. For decades, rumors floated around that Atlas loved women stepping on his face with high heels. Sounds crazy, right? Well, when Atlas finally addressed it, the truth was even stranger. He said it wasn't high heels. It wasn't boots. It was tennis shoes, especially Vans. A psychologist once explained it to him. Atlas was a late walker. His legs weren't strong enough to support him until almost age 3, so he spent his early years crawling around the feet of babysitters, women in tennis shoes who took care of him. In Atlas' own words, that's where the fascination came from. Wrestling is wild, man. Now on to one of the biggest drinking legends ever told, Andre the Giant's 117 beer night. Fans have heard this one for decades. Andre supposedly drank 117 beers in a single sitting. Finally, late in his career, someone asked him directly, "Is it true? Did you really drink 117 beers at once?"
Andre casually replied,
"Yes. One night." When asked if he was drunk afterward, he said he didn't remember, because he passed out. That feels like the most Andre response possible. And now we enter the dark side of wrestling road stories. The ones so nasty you almost wish they weren't true. This next one comes from Lanny Poffo, the genius. He once told the story of a woman known as Skinny Lynn, a girl he fell for hard. During one of their intimate moments, Poffo performed a stunt he could do. He bent down and, well, let's just say he folded himself in half. Lin freaked out. By the next town, the entire locker room knew. Word travels fast in wrestling. One wrestler even dragged him into a room and asked him to prove it. After Poffo demonstrated, the guy said it was the most disgusting thing he had ever seen. And considering some of these stories, that says a lot. Next, one of WWE's most iconic legends, the WrestleMania 14 incident involving Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Undertaker. Shawn didn't want to drop the belt to Austin. He was unpredictable. He had a reputation for not cooperating. So backstage, The Undertaker supposedly taped his fists and sat there during the match, ready to step in and fight Shawn for real if he tried to sabotage Austin's big crowning moment. For years nobody knew if this was true, until Taker finally confirmed it. He said, if business wasn't done, something was going to get done. One way or another. Shawn was going to do the job, or the dead man was going to make him. Now let's talk about Ludwig Borga, a monster heel in 1993 WWE who dominated almost every match. But behind the scenes, people hated working with him. He had a reputation for making others uncomfortable, and then came the rumor that sealed his fate. He had an SS tattoo on his leg. When WWE officials realized this, things spiraled fast. The SS symbol belonged to Hitler's private army, responsible for some of the worst atrocities in human history. Once that came out, Borga was done. His run ended just as fast as it began. Backstage WWE stories can get gross, but few top this one. The legend that wrestlers used Jerry the King Lawler's crown as a secret bathroom. Yes, that crown. When asked, a wrestler admitted he once guarded the door while someone actually did it. The culprit? Steve Keirn. Yep, the same Steve Keirn who later became a respected WWE agent. The boys thought it was hilarious. Lawler definitely didn't. And now, the most disgusting urban legend of them all. The infamous Mark Henry sandwich story. The rumor goes that Henry had a meatball sub backstage. He warned everyone not to touch it. While he went to the ring, someone, allegedly X-Pac, pooped in the sandwich. Henry came back, ate it, and even licked his fingers. X-Pac denies it to this day. He says he wasn't even in the company at the time. But he does admit the story happened, just with someone else doing it. According to locker room gossip, Henry literally said, "That's what I thought," after finishing the tainted sandwich. That's commitment? Bravery? Insanity? You decide. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments, and I'll see you next time with more wrestling news you won't want to miss. Drop your predictions in the comments below, and stay tuned for more in-depth wrestling coverage next time.